What is the nature of self-discipline? This video is quite long and will challenge your perseverance. Behind every almost ruthless effort there is always a desire that is almost insane, only higher. Ire can overcome desires. People who lack self-discipline simply because they do not know the greater desire. You say you are not self-disciplined enough, cannot control late-night cravings, cannot persevere in exercising, cannot persevere in studying. But if someone signs a contract with you now that if you persevere for a year you will receive $1 billion, then you can immediately have the ABI. Lighty to self-discipline. The nature of self-discipline is to pursue deeper desires. Self-discipline is not a means nor a personal characteristic. It is simply the external state that people show when pursuing deep desires, restraining small desires because greater desires are human instincts. But why can't you persevere with things that can help you become should be better? Then the truth is you don't know at all. Act can't. That means you don't understand. You only hear that exercise can make you healthier, study can make you more excellent. But health and excellence are both very abstract concepts. If you haven't experienced it, you won't be able to feel the despair of being seriously ill, can't get out of bed, can't feel the ultimate joy of being loved back by the person you like, or can't feel when people despise you. You have to bow your head. Submission. Only when you experience abstract good things yourself will it become concrete. That intense desire will seep into every pore, become your flesh and blood, help you see the world from an equal perspective. Then from a high perspective. Finally, ignore all petty desires in front of you. Become an extremely self-disciplined person that others talk of. You clearly understand that you are only pursuing a greater aspiration. Why Chi said, if you know why you live, you can endure any situation. I often replace the word endure with enjoy when saying this, because only when you endure do you admit there is a limit that is unbearable. Why I never mention the concept of delayed gratification, because delayed gratification goes against human nature. It is endurance. True self-discipline is not endurance, is not suppressing desire, but being attracted by a greater desire, weighing the pros and cons and strategically giving up low-weight desires. For example, when you exercise and face sweets, tell yourself, I must discipline myself not to indulge. That is suppressing desire. When your willpower is exhausted, you will overeat. But if you really experience the favor of society for a person with a beautiful appearance, feel the suffering and helplessness of the worshiper, you will from the bottom of your heart want to skip this sweet giving up. It is not restraint, but like putting down the butcher knife and standing right there and becoming a Buddha. It is a liberation and enjoyment, enjoying the feeling of the hunter gradually approaching the prey. Human beings are the product of desire. Understanding a person's nature is understanding their desires. Some people's behavior seems unreasonable just because you haven't seen their desires. If a person does and pursue their immediate desires, they are definitely hiding a greater desire than someone with a heart of accumulation. But a calm face can defeat a fierce military general is a deeper and greater desire, and a calm appearance is indifference to the small desires in front of them. The three founders of the early Han dynasty. Han Xin was executed with his entire family. Zhang Liang Louis retired, only he kept his wealth and honor for life because of greed. The intentional defamation is to show that he has no greater desire, using purity in exchange for trust. The 8th chapter of the Tao Te Ching. Ji says the best person is like water, bringing benefits to all things without competing. It is like a signature sentence of the ancients, meaning that people should be like water, always staying at the lowest place to nurture all things without competing for fame. But the 2nd chapter of the Tao Te Ching says, because of not competing, no one can compete with that person. The purpose of not compete. Old man, just say that much. Trung Dung said more clearly, water in low, then become sea, people in low, then become king. The deepest motive of the best person, like water, is to become sea, bringing benefits to all species is just a small thing on the way to become sea. Not doing anything but doing everything, not competing but becoming. Not competing is to compete. Big is extreme desire, but extreme desire contains extremely large energy, very unstable, so it needs a hard shell. That shell is belief. In this world no one can support you more than yourself. Family, lover, relatives, friends, everyone is an independent individual. If something you yourself do not believe you can do, how can you do it? When a person has extreme desire and almost fanatical belief, that person will show in daily life as a person with no desire. Extremely self-disciplined, because everything that does not help the goal is meaningless to them. Outsiders see their state as wu wei and not fighting, but in fact, every pore of their body is full of desire. You cannot understand why a person does not eat sweets, persistently exercises, persistently studies. Then what is the meaning of living anymore? That is because you do not know what those changes can bring you. How can a sparrow understand the great mind of a crane? There are things that in your eyes are just dreams. Just drunken stories or material for dreams. But for them, they are urgent needs. They can focus on one goal, one thing for many years. Even decades of swords that are not sharp, not sophisticated, but heavy. All methodologies before extreme internal motivation are just vanity. There are many factors that determine the direction of your future, but the factor with the greatest gravity is definitely discipline and perseverance, a crazy desire. And fanatical belief. These two factors combined is what we call belief. Next, please listen to the article 17 Secrets to Success that few people share. Of the rich in life, each person has their own strategies to achieve success, but for the rich, they often have special secrets that they keep secret, which are experiences that have been helped from many years of living in a fiercely competitive environment. These secrets not only help them earn more money, but also help them maintain their position, building and maintaining social relationships wisely. If you knew and applied these principles 10 years ago, your life would probably be very different. Now below are 17 principles to help you better understand how the rich think and act to succeed. 1. Does not need to directly fire people after using. When you have used up the value of someone, you do not need to be blunt, refuse, or chase them away to create bad rumors for yourself. There are many ways to make a person leave voluntarily without hurting their reputation. The most effective way is to create a temptation that makes them want to leave voluntarily. If they don't leave, it just means the temptation you gave wasn't big enough. Understanding this will help you become more alert and wiser to overcome 99 others in handling human resources. Being a boss is to create a dream to become a good leader. The most important thing is not to manage everything, but to create dreams. You need to make your employees, partners, suppliers, and customers believe in the dream you draw. The most important thing, you have to create a dream for yourself and stick with it. When everyone believes in the same dream, it will gradually become a reality, naturally, like water flowing to the source. 3. Never reveal your real source of income. In making money, an important rule is never let others know where you really make money. This is especially true with close people like friends, people, relatives, or colleagues. The reason is because of what you can do. It is not certain that others are capable of doing it. If you help them and they are not successful, they may turn around and blame you. On the contrary, if they earn money, they will not necessarily remember your kindness. Especially always remember that jealousy is a powerful force and it can turn relatives into enemies. 4. Tactful gift giving. Avoid giving too practical gifts when you want to ask someone for help. Be tactful. In gift giving, don't just care about the practicality of the gift you give, because sometimes non-practical gifts are much more appreciated. An expensive lipstick can be appreciated more in a phone because the recipient feels it is a more delicate and meaningful gift. In many cases, the way you give a gift will determine the level of success when asking others for help. 5. Always maintain a good relationship with people you don't like. In life, you will inevitably encounter people you don't like. However, these people may have strengths that you don't have, and they are in a high position that you don't let hate affect your work. Keep a good relationship with them, or at least don't cause friction. While normal people only make friends based on qualities, individual wise people make friends based on strength and power. 6. Observe gold price. Identify economic trends. Gold price is a good indicator to recognize economic situation. When gold price falls, it is a sign of economic development favorable for investment and startup. On the contrary, when gold price rises, this usually means economic instability and investment risk. Also remember that gold can be bought and stored, but never speculate in gold. Those who make money from gold speculation are usually just taking other people's money. Only mutual benefit is the best way to maintain relationship. In any relationship, the relationship of interests is the most important factor. When your interests and the other person's interests are connected, the relationship will become strong even without special feelings. On the contrary, if interests are in conflict, no matter how good the relationship is, it will become cracked. Discussing interests clearly will help the relationship become more stable and sustainable. 8. Should not answer all questions directly. When others ask you something, don't think that you have to answer directly. There are questions that can be redirected or answered in a different way to help you avoid revealing too much information. This is not dishonest, but a way to protect yourself from unwanted situations. Know how to say good words and good intentions. In life, words have great power. Sometimes just saying kind words can help you achieve 50 goals. If combined with a little gift, you can solve up to 70 problems. when both good words and good actions are combined. You can achieve 95% success is not therefore always know how to use words to create sympathy and build relationships. 10. If you borrow money, always pay on time when borrowing money from others always. Remember to pay on time if you can't pay in full. Pay little by little, not contacting or avoiding will only make you lose trust and no longer have the opportunity to rebuild relationships. Reputation and trust are the most valuable assets that you own. UST Protect for Life. 11. Don't need to keep relationships with everyone in relationships. The important thing is not how many friends you have, but the quality of that relationship. Always remember that. Benefits are real and relationships are often just illusions. Really strong people will attract friends based on their abilities, not based on socializing or drinking together. 12. Accumulate small things to become big. Everything big comes from small things when you don't know where to start. Focus on doing the smallest things well. When small things are completed in a way, excellence will gradually accumulate into greater success. 13. Don't be afraid to communicate in society. Everyone is trying to express themselves, and no one is really much better than others. Be confident when communicating with people who can help you and show them your abilities. Confidence and honesty in communication will help you build sustainable relationships. 14. Don't let shyness hinder success. Many people miss opportunities because of shyness, but that is a big mistake. The things that make you feel shy are oft and the most important things that you need to do right away. Be bold to do, and don't let shyness become a barrier in life. 15. The higher the class, the more you know how to give. People in high positions in society are often not afraid to let others benefit from them first. It is by letting others benefit first that they attract many supporters and helpers, thereby creating an increasingly large support network. 16. Saying good things behind others' backs quickly to enhance relationships is common. Often say good things about others behind their backs. Endure. ECT compliments will have a much stronger effect than direct compliments. This not only helps you build relationships, but also builds your own reputation. 17. Free things are never appreciated. People oft and do not remember the good things you do for them for free, but they will definitely remember and appreciate things of real value. Do not give away too easily, because free things are often not appreciated. Next, please listen to the article. Practicing these 8 sayings will help you not get angry and have a happy life. The ancients said that out of 10 things in life, there are usually 8 that are not as expected. Finding someone to talk to is not even 2 or 3 people. Life is full of difficulties and challenges, and to live happily, we need to learn to control our emotions, keep calm, and not let ourselves get angry when facing problems. Facing countless obstacles in life, the most important thing is to know how to control emotions, not let anger overwhelm, and always maintain spirit. Optimistic. A truly educated person will know how to control his temper and never let anger make him lose his temper. When facing conflicts with others, they do not fight fiercely or lose their temper, but always know how to give in, turning big things into small things, and everything will become easier. Below are 8 sayings to help you stop being angry and find comfort in life. 1. Reduce expectations in life. We often have to face things that do not go as we want. Whether we are calm or angry, things will still happen. As Franklin once said, do not be sad and pessimistic. Abu trivial and annoying problems. If you know how to relax and reduce expectations, you will reduce a lot of anxiety and live a more comfortable and lighter life. 2. Control your emotions. If a person always lets anger dominate, the consequences will be very serious. Imagine you or I accidentally stepped on the foot on the subway. If you immediately get angry and start arguing and fighting, both sides will suffer damage. Or in family life, arguments over small things can also lead to unfortunate results such as divorce. Calm and control your emotions not only help you avoid unnecessary conflicts, but also bring you a more peaceful and happy life. Care less. Mark Tw once said life is very short. We don't have time to argue, apologize, be sad, or care about everything. We only have time to love. That's right, life only lasts about 30,000 days, and if you spend too much time fighting or being angry, you will make yourself unhappy. Paying less attention to small things does not mean being cowardly or compromising, but is a way to expand your mind and live a peaceful life without pressure. Don't worry. According to statistics, 40 minutes of human worries belong to the past. 50 minutes belong to the future, and only 10 minutes belong to the present. Many things that make us worry may never happen, and even if they do, we have the ability to solve them, so don't let the worries of yesterday or tomorrow bother you. Live fully in the present and enjoy every precious moment. 5. Don't complain. There is a saying, complaining is pushing back what you want in life. Things don't always go smoothly. There will always be disappointment, sadness, and difficulties, but true wisdom is knowing how to calmly accept what life brings. Don't complain, but use action to overcome obstacles. 6D. Don't be dissatisfied. If you always look at what you don't have and forget the good things you have, you will easily fall into negative emotions and pessimism. On the contrary, if you know how to look at the positive things in life, you will find happiness in the simple things every day. As the saying goes, there are no unhappy people, only dissatisfied hearts. If you know how to appreciate what you have, from family, health to work, and a positive attitude, you will find yourself truly lucky. 7. Everything will pass, no matter how long the night. No matter how long the sun will shine, no difficulty is forever, and no challenge is strong enough to subdue a resilient soul. Life is a journey with ups and downs, and if you are patient and brave enough to overcome the challenges, you will receive the rewards you deserve. 8. Let go of the past. Sometimes we make ourselves suffer because we cling too much to past mistakes or successes. Sometimes holding on to things that are no longer important can make us lose our peace in the present. Franklin once said that letting go is a choice to face in life. Only when you learn to let go can you shed your burdens and live a peaceful and gentle life. Learning to control your emotions, being calm and optimistic in the face of difficulties, is an important part of building a happy life. The above quotes are not only simple advice, but also try to help you live a peaceful life without getting caught up in the next unnecessary troubles and anger. Please listen to the article of the 5 most wasteful things in life that you should get rid of as soon as possible. Confucius once said, "I swear that you are like a river that flows without stopping, whether it is day or night." This reminds us that time is extremely precious, and we must know how to take advantage of time to do meaningful things. Life only lasts more than 30,000 days, and as we age, we increasingly feel the value of time. If we do not know how to appreciate it, we will waste it on useless things. Below are the 5 most wasteful things in life that you should get rid of as soon as possible to live a more meaningful and happier life. A fight with others. The old man in the Tao Te Ching emphasized that the way of heaven does not compete but still succeeds. This means that unnecessary struggles will not bring good things in life. Many people, because of their ambition or pride, often try to compete for things that are not belong to them. They believe that just by fighting will achieve success, but in reality, it is not always the case. What is yours will eventually belong to you. And if it is not yours, no matter how hard you fight, it will not bring the expected results. Fighting can hurt others and lead to bad relationships, affecting your reputation and personality. Fighting also makes us susceptible to competition and unnecessary comparison. Comparing yourself to others only creates a feeling of lack, dissatisfaction, and fatigue. When you spend too much time and energy on comparison or fighting, you will miss out on other meaningful things in life. Understand that life is very short and our energy is limited. Instead of worrying about things that are not worth it, why spend time doing more meaningful things that help you progress and grow? Don't let your life be wasted on meaningless struggles, because it not only makes you tired, but also makes you lose important values in life. 2. Worry about the past. One of the things that makes us often feel stressed and tired is worrying about what happened in the past. Memories of mistakes and old failures often haunt us, making us unable to focus on the present and the future. Worrying about the past is a big waste of time and mind, because no one can change what has happened. Life does not give us the opportunity to correct what has happened, but it always opens new doors for us to move forward. Many people live in the past, always regretting what has been lost or angry because of the pain they have experienced. They do not realize that holding on to those negative emotions only hurts themselves, while others may have forgotten everything long ago and are living their life. If you cling to the past, you will have no room to welcome new opportunities. Learn to let go so that the past becomes a lesson instead of a burden. Don't let past successes make you complacent, and don't let failures make you retreat. The past is just a part of life, but it doesn't decide everything. Live for the present and the future. Constantly complaining about life. Complaining is a common habit in modern life. We often hear complaints from people around us. Parents complain that children don't listen to their children. Parents complain that parents are too strict. Employees complain that bosses are too domineering, and bosses complain that employees are lazy. All of these complaints have a basis, but do they bring anything good? The fact is that complaining doesn't solve any problems. On the contrary, It only makes your mood worse and increases stress in life. Complaining too much also makes you lose your positive spirit and creates a negative environment for yourself and those around you instead of complaining. Focus on finding solutions. Every problem in life can be solved if we are patient and determined enough. Remember that life is a continuous process of facing and overcoming challenges. Every time you solve a problem, you will become more mature and understand the value of life. The saying, "Don't complain for more than 10 minutes a day," is a useful advice if you can control the habit of complaining and instead focus on action. You will find life becomes much more pleasant and positive. Bun works with people who are not ambitious. Tao Tuet can once set a thread cannot make a skein a tree see and not create a forest, but this means that to achieve success, we need to cooperate with people who share the same goals and aspirations. Who you work with has a great influence on your development and success. If you cooperate with ambitious people, they will work with you towards big goals, and both will have a higher chance of success. On the contrary, if you work with people who do not have clear goals and do not have ambition, they will only drag you down and stagnate your development process. People without ambition often lack motivation and are not able to face challenges. They will slow down your work progress and make you waste time on unnecessary things. To achieve maximum development, you need to work with people who have a vision, know how to seize opportunities, and always strive to improve. Choose your partners carefully. If you cooperate with people who have great ambition, you will have more opportunities to achieve great achievements in your career and life. Years of work without thinking in life and work. There are many people who work hard, but they just work like a machine without really thinking about what they are doing and how to improve their work. They repeat the same daily tasks without creativity or innovation. This makes them easily replaceable and does not create real value. Working hard is important, but working hard is not enough. You need to know how to think creatively and find new solutions to improve work efficiency. When you know how to think, you will not only do your job well, but also create new values. Make work more interesting and meaningful. The poet Han Du once said that the best work comes from hard work. The most wasteful work comes from play. Success comes from thinking, and failure comes from arbitrariness. This saying emphasizes the importance of combining effort and creative thinking. If you only work mechanically without thinking and without looking for ways to improve, one day you will fall behind. Always think and be creative in your work to not only achieve efficiency, higher, and also avoid wasting life on meaningless work. Life is short and time is the most precious asset we have. To live a meaningful and successful life, let's learn to let go of wasteful things like fighting and worrying about the past. Fan Nan working with people without ambition and working without thinking. When we know how to take advantage of time and avoid wasting on meaningless things, we will have a happier and more fulfilling life. Next, please listen to the article. When facing difficulties or being treated unfairly, just silently recite these 3 sentences. You will win a success and failure, good or bad, both have their own meaning. This saying reminds you that whether you are in a situation of success or failure, there are lessons and meanings of its own. Success brings joy, satisfaction, and motivation for you to continue pursuing your goals. It helps you feel the value of the efforts and perseverance you have invested. However, failure is also an indispensable part of life. Failure helps you understand humility. It only shows you your weaknesses and reminds you of the need to improve. Learning more stumbles will train you to become more patient and resilient. It is the experience of failure that helps you better prepare for bigger challenges in the future. Similarly, the concept of good and bad in life is often relative. What you think is bad at the present time can open up opportunities or bring valuable lessons later. Sometimes failures or obstacles today are the bridge to success in the future, so accepting all the developments of life and learning how to look at events from many angles will help you face all challenges more easily. Too, everything is the best arrangement. Life does not always go the way we want, but every event happens for a reason and brings its own lesson. Sometimes you may feel like the choices you made were wrong or encounter unavoidable difficulties, but after time through you will realize that it is those seemingly bad events that are act to ally stepping stones to a better outcome. This saying encourages us to believe in the arrangement of fate. Every difficulty and challenge you are facing has a reason and is all part of the journey of maturity. Sometimes you need to go through stumbles and falls to learn to appreciate the values you have and understand yourself better. Looking at every difficulty as an opportunity to develop and mature will help you maintain an optimistic attitude ready to face future challenges. Believe that everything that happens is the best arrangement, and only when you accept those things can you move forward. Rangier and more confident. 3. The difficulties you have to endure will eventually light the way to the future. This saying emphasizes that all the suffering and hardships you have to go through in life are not meaningless. On the contrary, they are the guiding lights that light the path you will take in the future. When facing adversity, the important thing is not to avoid or give up, but to learn to face and overcome it. The ancients have a saying, fa fu tram chu ba cheat bat, which means to break pots and sink boats so that there is no more retreat. It shows a strong determination to never give up. It is in the most difficult moments that people reveal their full potential and inner strength. The difficulties you encounter are not to destroy you, but to train you to become stronger, more determined in pursuing your dreams. Life is full of challenges, but when you dare to face and overcome them, you will realize that you become stronger and have the ability to achieve greater things. So when you feel helpless and defeated, don't be discouraged. But remember that what you are going through is just part of the final journey. Your efforts and suffering will bring good results, illuminating your future path. Life is not always smooth, but it is the difficult challenges you have to go through that will help you grow and become stronger. Always remember, recite these 3 sayings silently whenever you feel difficult or unfairly treated. Success and failure, good or bad, both have their own meaning. Everything is the best arrangement, and the hardships you have to endure will eventually light the way to the future. These 3 sayings will be the compass that brings you calm confidence and help you win in life.